Hey guys, welcome back to A Good Life Farm. So I am out here with Miss Willow. She actually just started getting the hiccups right as I started doing this. So hopefully she doesn't get too fussy. She hates the hiccups. So I had planned on a video today. You may have noticed that I didn't have a video that went up yesterday. And I haven't had a regular video go up today because I did a whole bunch of filming. Well, Monday I got behind, and so I wasn't able to do a video on Tuesday. And yesterday I actually filmed a whole bunch and sat down in the evening to do my editing, and lo and behold, I had a microphone malfunction and all of the footage was bad. Hours and hours of work for nothing. Although one of the videos I will be able to salvage by redoing. I can narrate it, so that's not a total. Oh, I know those nasty old hiccups, baby girl. I know. So I just wanted to talk for a minute about a somewhat serious topic. And you know, I sort of touched on it. Oh, baby, it's okay. I sort of touched on it 2 weeks ago, I think it was, when I was doing a live video and had a little oops moment because I still had my earbud in my ear and completely forgot it was still hooked up to my phone, which is what I'm using here. I don't usually film with my phone, and the audio was going through my earbud. And then I took the earbud out of my ear and set it down, and that's why the audio was bad in that video. So I just wanted to kind of touch on the topic that I had brought up with that one. And that was kind of the state of the world a little bit. About 2 years ago, I did a video on prepping. And I talked about the importance of being spiritually prepared for whatever there is to come. That people had been having dreams and visions, and you know, all these things were happening, and how, you know, when things like that happen, you do have to listen to it and then watch and see what happens, because you know, the Bible says that we are supposed to test the prophets, and if what they say comes to pass and ultimately it turns you to God, then you know that what they said was from God. If it turns you away from God, that's a whole different story. But I talked about the importance of being spiritually prepared. You know, we always hear about people being preppers and preparing for bad times, but we often forget that the most important thing is to be spiritually prepared, to have our eyes focused on the Lord, and to make sure that no matter what comes, we don't allow it to sway our trust in Him. Oh, what was that, baby? You know, we do have to be mindful of the things that are taking place in the world. We do have to be prepared. When we know a storm is coming, we do everything to get ready for it. We secure our items so they don't get blown around in the wind. We close the windows so the rain don't come in. And we get prepared. And if the tornado sirens go off, we take shelter. You know, we do all of those prudent things. And you know, I'm a studier of history, and I pay attention to world events. And you guys, some of the things, and I'm not trying to scare anyone, but some of the things that are taking place right now are things that we've seen before, and I am concerned. I'm concerned what the future means for her. I mean, I pray that we're not following the patterns of the past, but, you know, look at the economy right now. Our country is doing some things, our government is doing some things that in the past that led to some really bad times. We're repeating things that other nations ended up seeing hyperinflation and just all sorts of civil upheaval and all of that. And I pray that that's not what happens here, but if that was our goal, we were definitely doing those things as though it was. You know, everybody's talking about the prices of gas right now and all the things that are leading up to that. But, you know, even if our leadership used their pen and made it to where the oil companies here in America could start drilling tomorrow, you know, it would take 6 months to a year for that to actually hit our gas pumps. And we forget how many other things are made from that. Clothing, medicines, tires, bandages. There's hundreds of things that come from that. And the cost of all these things are going to go up. The packaging for our food, the ability to grow our food, you know, fertilizers, the fuel for the farm equipment. There's so many things that are going to be affected, and if you are not someone who is prepared for a rainy day, then I think it would be prudent to do so. And I know that is hard. I know that financially it's really rough for a lot of people right now. So when you go to the grocery store, if there's something that you need from the store, try and pick up 2. And set that extra one aside. And when you use the one that you have in your regular use, go back to the store and buy 2 again. And just slowly build up what you can and try to get some shelf stable items. You know, try to have some things on hand, because even if this all blows over, at least in the near future, we know that the prices are going to go up, and at least it is a hedge against the inflation in the future. Even if there's not any kinds of shortages or anything like that, then at least you have the peace of mind in knowing that you've got it in the pantry. I think I would be remiss if I didn't mention that. I mean, I have talked in the past about the importance of a stocked pantry for emergencies, for whatever kind of emergency it might be, whether it's job loss or an injury or sickness or government's gone awry. Hi, baby girl. But above all, I think it is most important to have our trust in the Lord and not lose sight of that, you know, the Lord warned us, said that there would be wars and rumors of wars, but not to fear, because the end isn't yet, and these things are going to happen. They have to happen. But all of these things, you know, he warned us so that when they did, we wouldn't take our eyes off of him. You know, we're going to see, this world is going to see some terrible things. And it has seen terrible things in the past. It'll see terrible things in the future. And that'll just keep happening until the Lord comes back. And we don't know when that's going to be. We don't know if it's 2030 or 2300. We don't know. So we just have to keep our eyes focused on him. That's right, baby girl. And do what we can to prepare. And be a prepper, whether it is prepping the pantry or prepping ourselves spiritually. I have talked in the past about how I had a moment a few years ago before we moved out here that I had been anxious about getting out of the city and wanting to move out into the country to start preparing for things. And I was kind of scolded a little bit by the Lord that what's going to come in this world, no one can be prepared for. And that we as believers have to learn that it is Him and only Him we can trust in. We can't trust in government. We can't trust in society because, I mean, the Word shows us how wicked the world's going to get. We can't even trust in our pantry, but we can trust in the Lord. And that is supposed to be our focus, and we're not supposed to take our eyes off of Him no matter what happens. That's right, baby girl. And I know that's tough, especially when you have families to care for, like little Miss Willow here. I don't want her to live in a terrible world. I don't want her to live in a country that's struggling. But we will do everything we can and pray for what we can't, the things that we can't do. Because I know, something could happen and what little I have in my, you've seen I can, and I have some shelving in my laundry room, and I try to keep those pantry shelves filled, but it's not a lot, And I know that a storm could come and an earthquake could happen, and which they don't usually happen here, but I know nothing's impossible. I mean, the Bible even warns about earthquakes in random places. So I know that whatever I have in there could be gone tomorrow, but I do my best to not be moved, to not be shaken, even when the world is. And so I just want to encourage you guys that whatever happens, keep your eyes focused on the Lord. And remember, it's Him and only Him we can really rely upon. Isn't that right, Willow? All right, so tomorrow I will have a canning video up for you guys, and then on Friday I have a collaboration that I am participating in, and that video will go up on my channel. And then also, those of you who are following along with the book club over on Freedom Homestead's channel, we did not have our live chat today because there was a little bit of an incident, and I think maybe Tanchi might have shared about that, but if not, I don't want to share her business. But something came up and we weren't able to do it. So we are going to try and reschedule that either for tomorrow or Friday. And again, that's over at Freedom Homestead channel. And that is the book club for, we are currently reading Beyond Labels by Sina McCullough and Joel Salatin. And so that will be up over on her channel later this week. So with that, I'm going to head into the house. Thanks for hanging out with me here in the greenhouse today with little Miss Willow and her hiccups. My name is Constance at A Good Life Farm, and I'll talk to y'all next time. And how do I end this? Oh, there we go.